Hi, everyone, and welcome. It's our weekly one-on-one with head coach Doug Pederson, presented by Wawa and Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro. Coach, short week this week. I have a little theory I want to begin with. If I'm crazy, please be honest with me and tell me. All right. I believe that for the NFL, basically the first 6 weeks of the season serve as the preseason. Okay? No OTAs, no preseason games. Try to find out what you are. But in the case of the Eagles, with so many injuries, especially on the offensive line and so forth, you can't really find it. So do you agree with that theory in any way?
I agree with it to some extent. The only problem with it is that the first 6 games count.
Yeah.
From a win-loss standpoint, and that's probably the only real difference. I do think that, some teams are obviously having a lot of success around the league, offensively, defensively, and all of that, and some are like us, but you're still kind of figuring out. But I'm encouraged by what we have, currently, who the guys that are playing, the young players that are playing for us, and so I'm encouraged by that. And we've played some really good teams here the last couple of weeks, and we've moved the ball, we've scored points, but we just got to learn how to finish a little bit better, and sometimes with young players, that's easier said than done, and we got to make sure that we continue to focus on that and finish these games a little bit better.
Game is only a few hours away here. What is the process of actually getting the team ready for Thursday night in terms of practice, meeting time, and making any sort of alterations to the playbook with players that you may not really have a chance to see on the practice field?
Yeah, the biggest thing is this week is it's about mental preparation. We can't necessarily do all the physical because we just played a game here a few hours ago, really. So it's all about the mental preparation, and then the players have to do their part, right? Their physical preparation is more about rest and nutrition, hydration, making sure their bodies are right, getting lift in, conditioning, whatever they got to do, to be ready for a Thursday night game. And so so it's really twofold that way. And so we spend these first couple of days preparing them more mentally to what they're going to see from a scheme standpoint in this game.
Doug, are we going to see some young players, do you think, who are going to just, because they've got an opportunity to play, they're going to emerge as maybe something that you didn't expect, kind of like what Travis has done at wide receiver?
I think so. Again, excuse me. When you don't have the preseason that we had to really kind of evaluate and see how these young players can play, now we're kind of seeing who we have, and that part is obviously encouraging. And I think as we move forward, we're going to ask these players to play more, and I think the more they play, the more they'll understand the game, how to play the game, how to have that sense of urgency when they take the field, and really be in positions to make plays. And part of the philosophy around here is we don't have to go chasing the play. It's just when the play comes to you, meaning if the ball comes your direction, just make the play, whether that's a tackle or a catch or a run or even on special teams. Just make the plays that come to you. But I do think that some of our young players will continue to emerge as this season goes on.
One of the most anonymous players on the roster, all of a sudden he scores a touchdown on Sunday. Tell me who Jason Croom is. What is he, and who is he, and what do you expect from him?
Jason's a guy that he is a veteran player. He's been a guy that's been in this league. He understands how to play the game. Really like his athleticism. He's a smart guy, so he's picking up our offense extremely well. Been with us now a couple of weeks. He's had an opportunity the last 2 games to be active. Probably more so special teams, but given an opportunity. This past weekend, he goes in and he makes a play for the touchdown. He just knows, and Coach Peel does a great job of preparing, all the tight ends in the game plan each week. But and then we can also kind of keep things specific for guys. And so with a guy like Jason, we want to make sure that he understands his role, but give him a few plays where he can go in and execute, and he did that last weekend.
Doug, how would you evaluate what Jalen Hurts has done and what you look forward to getting from him in the offense the rest of the way?
Well, I think Jalen has, with him and Carson on the field at the same time, it definitely presents an issue, I think, for defenses, for our opponents. We've had some success whether he's been the quarterback or lined up at receiver. So it's plays that we got to continue evolving. I think with him, it gives us, especially where we are, if Miles is available or not. I mean, it just gives us another ability to run the football with a little bit of success. So, things we're going to continue to explore. I think Press does a great job with putting these together with him and his skill set. It's been successful, and we'll continue that, each week.
You spoke very proudly of the team on Sunday after a loss. Can you go into detail more about what made you proud about this football team?
It's tough to win games in the National Football League, and I have to kind of sit back and, especially after the game Sunday, and to really see the disappointment in the eyes of the players, and it just goes to show you how hard they work during the week. And we know we're not at full strength, but you know what? That's not an excuse. It'll never be an excuse around here. It's always been the next man up mentality. They battled to the end. I mean, we're down to Brett Toth, and it's really nothing against him. He just got on the team. He'd only, I don't think he took any reps at tackle during the week, and yet, he's playing right tackle at the end when we needed it the most, obviously, and put a couple drives together to score. And Zach Ertz comes out of the game, so Rich Rod is in there, Jason Croom is in there, Boston's in there. So and then you look on the defensive side and the guys that are back in there playing, some of the young linebackers, and I just looked at their eyes, and I could tell, and I could see the disappointment that we should have won that football game, and we didn't, and so we battled and we hung in there, and that to me was what made me the most proud of this football team, is how we stuck together. We didn't point fingers. We rallied around each other. We came up a little bit short. There are no moral victories, as I said, in this league, but very proud of the way they handled themselves and handled the adversity.
Doug, it's the Giants on Thursday night, the first of two NFC East games. Division's wide open. New head coach with the Giants. What do they do well? Have you really had much time to dig into them, actually?
Yeah, we just started the process, here recently. They themselves are dealing with some injuries, some key positions, but again, defensively, a coordinator that we've seen in the past. Obviously, he's got the New England roots. He was in Miami last year. So it's an aggressive style of defense, and they keep everything in front of them, and they rally to the football and make plays. They're an opportunistic defense. They've created turnovers here the last couple of weeks that have really helped. Themselves be in position to, like us, try to win games at the end. And offensively, they got a young, dynamic quarterback that can get hot, can get streaky, and do some good things there. And they got some receivers that can really, get after it. And it's a good test for us. It's an NFC East. It doesn't matter if everybody's healthy or not. It's the NFC East. It's the New York Giants. It's always a good football game. It's a hard-fought game, and something that we're looking forward to on Thursday.
And finally, Doug, I'd like to get into the philosophy of Doug Pederson, which hasn't changed really since you've been here. You go for it all out on fourth down. You go for a lot of two-point conversions, and you still get questioned about it. But I want you to talk about the philosophy of it. Is it all analytics-based? Is it gut-based? Is it just being an aggressive coach?
It's both. It's both analytics and gut feel. And quite frankly, as a decision maker, as a play caller, as someone that I want to give our team the best opportunities, to win football games, and if that means we're going to go for it on fourth down or a 2-point conversion early in a football game, and look, I know the 2-point conversion wasn't a success. Obviously the first one in the game the other day, but a week ago or 2 weeks ago, it was against the 49ers, and it turned out to be the deciding factor in that game. So, it's something that I'm going to maintain. I'm obviously going to look at, the analytical side and definitely see what the numbers say and what the probability of it is to give us the best chance to win. And I think that the players respond to that. They want a coach that's aggressive. They want a coach that helps put them in position to be successful and win games. And that's the mindset of me and really the entire team.
Last one. How many roughly 2-point plays do you have at your disposal? I mean, are we talking 5, 10, 15? I mean, how many do you have?
Typically, we go into a game with with maybe 2 runs, 2 throws, and then we have our +5 red zone plays, and so there could be another 7 or 8 plays there that we can go into, and then if there's something that we need to draw upon, maybe something that we ran last week that we've got time on task. If we need something, we can draw on that and pull that. So we're always going to have opportunities in games to have a 2-point conversion and pull it out at any time.
Love it. Coach Doug Pederson, our weekly one-on-one presented by Wawa. Good luck on Thursday night, the first of 2 games in the NFC East. Let's get back to the top of the division. Thanks so much, Doug.
Thank you, Dave.